Chosen one, chosen ones, welcome into this sacred moment prepared long before you arrived here. Take a breath. You are not here by accident, not scrolling by chance, not listening randomly. Something greater guided you to this exact place at this exact time, because your spirit was ready to receive what your mind could not yet explain. I speak to you gently but with authority, because I know you are tired. Tired of carrying questions with no answers. Tired of being strong in silence. Tired of wondering why your life seemed harder than others. Tonight, this prayer begins to answer that question, not with judgment but with truth wrapped in compassion. Before we go deeper, I ask you this with love and intention. Subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell. Not because of algorithms, but because your spirit needs consistency, protection and reminders when hope feels distant. Each prayer released here is a lifeline, and by subscribing, you choose to stay connected to what strengthens you, even on days when faith feels fragile. I also invite you to share this prayer with someone close to your heart, someone who is quietly struggling, someone who smiles but is breaking inside. Sharing this is an act of love. It may become the moment that shifts their night, their week, or even their life. What saved you might be what saves them too. And love always multiplies when it is given freely. Now leave a comment below. It does not need to be long. A simple word, a symbol, or I am ready is enough. Your comment is not for visibility. It is an act of agreement. It tells your spirit, I am present, I am open. I am prepared for this prayer. This small action aligns your heart with what is about to unfold. Chosen one, understand this clearly. This prayer carries weight. It was not written to entertain you, but to cover you, to strengthen you, and to remind you who you are beneath the fatigue. You are in the right place, at the right moment, hearing the right words. Heaven's timing is never late, even when life felt delayed and confusing. If doubt whispers to you right now, let it pass. If fear tries to interrupt, let it fall silent. Nothing that comes next is meant to harm you. Everything that follows is meant to restore you, layer by layer, breath by breath. You are allowed to receive without explaining, without proving, without performing. You do not need permission to heal. Take this moment to settle your heart. Place your worries down. You have been in survival mode for so long that peace may feel unfamiliar. Allow it anyway. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders soften. You are not being rushed here. You are not being tested. You are being welcomed, covered, and guided with patience and care. As we continue, I ask you to remain focused. Let distractions fall away. Silence what can wait. Give these moments your attention, because what you are about to receive is not surface-level encouragement. Chosen ones, this is your reminder. You have survived everything meant to break you. You are still here because you are protected, chosen, and carried. As we step forward together, open your heart, release your defenses. This is where understanding begins, and where your story starts to make sense. Stay with me, breathe deeply, and allow this sacred journey to unfold now. Chosen one, chosen ones, there is a question that has echoed quietly in your heart for a long time. You may not have spoken it out loud, but your soul has carried it through sleepless nights and heavy days. Why me? Why so much pain? Why did my path feel harder, longer, lonelier than others? Today we do not ignore this question. We bring it into the light. You have endured things that forced you to grow up too fast. Situations that demanded strength before you ever felt ready. Betrayals that came from people you trusted. Doors that closed without explanation. Delays that made you doubt your worth. And through it all you kept going, even when you didn't understand why life seemed so unkind to you. Hear this clearly, chosen one. Your misery was not a mistake. It was not random, and it was never a punishment. What you experienced was not proof of abandonment, but evidence of calling. The weight you carried was heavy, because what rests within you is rare. Many of your battles were invisible to others. You fought wars in your mind, in your emotions, in your spirit, while still showing up, still caring, still trying. People saw your calm exterior, but never the storms you learned to silence. They assumed you were strong, without realizing how much strength cost you. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were doing something wrong. if you lacked faith, if you somehow deserved the hardship. But the truth is this: the most questioned lives are often the most watched by heaven. The pressure you faced was not meant to crush you, but to reveal what was already placed inside you. Misery often visits those who are destined to carry light, because light exposes darkness. When you entered rooms, situations shifted. When you spoke, truth stirred, even when you were unaware of it. Your presence challenged things that preferred to remain hidden. Resistance rises when purpose is near. You were not weak for feeling broken. You were not faithless for feeling tired. You were human, walking through divine tension. The process hurt because it required separation from people who could not follow you, from versions of yourself that could not survive where you were going, from illusions that once felt safe but were limiting your growth. Chosen ones, suffering refined your discernment. It taught you what peace feels like by first showing you chaos. It trained your spirit to recognize what is false, shallow, or misaligned. While others learned comfort, you learned depth. While others were entertained, you were being equipped. This is why your heart feels different. This is why you cannot return to who you used to be. This is why shallow answers no longer satisfy you. You were not meant for surface-level living. You were prepared for something weighty, meaningful, and transformative. So when you ask, why so much misery? The answer is not simple, but it is sacred. Because what you carry must be protected. Because who you are becoming required endurance. Because the oil within you was produced through pressure, not ease. Today, let go of the belief that your pain disqualified you. It did the opposite. It marked you. It trained you. It preserved you. And now, as understanding begins to replace confusion, allow this truth to settle gently within you. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. Chosen one, chosen ones, there were moments when your suffering felt deeply personal, as if life itself had singled you out. But what you experienced went far beyond circumstances, people, or bad timing. Much of what you endured had spiritual roots long before it took visible form. The battles you faced were not only emotional or physical. They were spiritual confrontations disguised as everyday struggles. From the very beginning, your life carried a signal. Even when you were unaware of it, something about you stood apart. Your sensitivity, your compassion, your depth of thought, your questions about meaning and truth, these were not random traits. They were indicators of calling. And calling always attracts resistance before it attracts recognition. Understand this, chosen one. Light provokes reaction. When you carry potential to heal, to awaken, to lead, or to restore, opposition often rises early, not to destroy you, but to test whether you will remain when things become uncomfortable. The pressure came because what was inside you mattered. Many of your trials began before you had language for them. You felt different, misunderstood, out of place. You tried to adapt, to shrink, to blend in, yet something always set you apart. That tension was not failure. It was alignment struggling to emerge. The world often resists what it cannot categorize or control. What looked like delay was often protection. What felt like rejection was sometimes redirection. Doors closed not to deprive you, but to prevent premature exposure. Some spaces could not hold who you were becoming. Some relationships would have damaged what was still fragile within you. Divine intelligence was at work, even when your emotions could not perceive it. There were moments when you were pushed into isolation, not because you were unlovable, but because silence was necessary. Solitude became the classroom where your spirit learned discernment, where your inner voice grew clearer, where dependency on external validation slowly broke. This was not abandonment. It was preparation. You were confronted with fear, doubt, and confusion, because those are the first gates every chosen one must pass through. Before peace comes confrontation with inner chaos. These stages were unavoidable, but they were not eternal. Some attacks came through people. Others came through circumstances. Some arrived as exhaustion without explanation. But through all of it you were preserved. You bent, but you did not break. You questioned, but you did not disappear. Even when you felt far from strength, something kept you moving forward. That something was divine covering. There were moments you should not have survived emotionally. moments you should have given up, moments when darkness pressed close. Yet here you are, not because you were stronger than others, but because you were protected in ways you may only understand later. Grace intervened quietly. Restraint was placed where destruction tried to enter. Chosen ones, spiritual opposition often attacks identity before destiny. It tries to confuse who you are, so you abandon where you are going. This is why your sense of self was tested, why your confidence was shaken, why your voice was challenged. The goal was never your failure, but your distraction. But distraction did not win. Each trial revealed something important: your capacity to endure, to reflect, to grow, to rise with compassion rather than bitterness. You were learning restraint. You were learning wisdom. You were learning how to carry power without arrogance and empathy without self-destruction. What was really happening was formation. Layer by layer, your spirit was being strengthened, refined, and aligned. You were being trained to walk with clarity in a world of noise, to carry peace without losing sensitivity, to stand firm without hardening your heart. Now, as you look back, patterns begin to make sense. The repetition, the cycles, the lessons, they were not meant to trap you. They were meant to teach you. And now that awareness is awakening, you are no longer just surviving. You are understanding. And understanding marks the end of confusion and the beginning of authority. Chosen ones, if you look closely now, beyond the pain and the memories that still ache, you will begin to see what was quietly formed inside you while you were asking for relief. Misery never had the final word over you. It became the soil where something deeper, stronger, and more enduring took root. What you endured sharpened your discernment. You no longer take words at face value. You sense intentions. You feel shifts in atmosphere. You recognize when something is off, even when it is dressed in kindness. This was not suspicion. It was wisdom being developed through experience. You learned to listen beyond what is spoken. Suffering softened your heart without destroying it. You could have become cold, guarded, and resentful, yet compassion still lives within you. You understand pain in others because you have lived it yourself. This empathy is not weakness. It is sacred strength. It allows you to connect, to heal, to comfort in ways that... Sacred prayer. Let your heart soften. Let your spirit rise. What is spoken now is not empty words, but living declarations released with intention, authority, and love. Receive them not with effort, but with openness. I speak peace over your mind. I declare calm where thoughts have raced, clarity where confusion lingered, and rest where anxiety tried to rule. Every heavy thought, every looping fear, every voice that told you that you were late, lacking, or forgotten, I command it now to lose its power. Your mind is not a battlefield anymore. It is becoming a place of rest. I speak healing over your heart, for every disappointment you buried, for every betrayal you never explained, for every wound you carried in silence. I declare restoration. What was fractured is being mended. What was shut down is gently opening again. You are not damaged beyond repair. You are being restored with precision and care. I declare strength over your body. Where exhaustion has lived, renewal is entering. Where heaviness settled, lightness is returning. Even now, as you listen or as you sleep, your body is responding to peace. You are allowed to rest without fear. You are allowed to stop striving. Restoration does not require struggle. Chosen ones, I speak protection over your spirit. Any residue from past seasons, any lingering heaviness from environments that drained you, any attachment formed through pain, I declare it broken now. What does not belong to you can no longer cling to you. You are covered. You are shielded. You are safe. I declare alignment over your path. What has been delayed will no longer confuse you. What has been hidden will be revealed at the right time. You will not miss what is meant for you. You will not arrive too early or too late. Your steps are being ordered with intention and wisdom. I speak courage into places where fear once had authority. You will trust yourself again. You will listen to your intuition without guilt. You will move without constantly second-guessing your worth. Confidence is rising quietly, not as arrogance, but as grounded knowing. For those listening while awake, I declare alertness of spirit. You will notice shifts. You will recognize peace returning. You will feel lighter without needing explanation. And for those letting this prayer play while they sleep, I declare deep work happening beyond awareness. Even now, your spirit is receiving what your conscious mind does not need to manage. I speak release over old cycles. Patterns that repeated out of pain, fear, or survival are losing their grip. You are not bound to repeat what you have outgrown. Wisdom has replaced reaction. Awareness has replaced confusion. You are free to choose differently now. Chosen one, I declare that shame no longer defines you. Regret no longer leads you. The past no longer holds authority over your future. Lessons have been learned. Growth has occurred. You are not who you were, and you do not have to explain that to anyone. I speak release over old cycles. Patterns that repeated out of pain, fear, or survival are losing their grip. You are not bound to repeat what you have outgrown. Wisdom has replaced reaction. Awareness has replaced confusion. You are free to choose differently now. Chosen one, I declare that shame no longer defines you. Regret no longer leads you. The past no longer holds authority over your future. Lessons have been learned. Growth has occurred. You are not who you were, and you do not have to explain that to anyone. I speak peace into your relationships. Where distance was necessary, let there be understanding. Where reconciliation is healthy, let there be grace. And where separation remains, let there be closure without bitterness. You are no longer required to carry emotional weight that was never yours. I declare provision, not only materially but emotionally and spiritually. You will have what you need when you need it. Support will come in unexpected ways. Strength will meet you at the exact moment it is required. You are not walking alone, even when the path feels quiet. I speak identity over you. You are chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. You are called not to prove, but to become. You are seen, known, and valued beyond what you can measure. Now receive this final declaration. Peace is settling over you. Not temporary relief, but lasting calm. Not surface comfort, but deep assurance. You are held. You are guided. You are becoming. Let this prayer seal gently over your life. Let it work as you rest. Let it continue beyond these words. And may you rise from this moment lighter, clearer, and confident in this truth. You are protected. You are prepared, and you are never alone. Chosen one, chosen ones, as this moment gently comes to a close, allow stillness to settle within you. There is nothing more you need to do right now. The prayer has been released, the words have gone forth, and what was meant to reach you has already found its place. Trust that what has begun will continue beyond this moment. Do not rush to measure change. Some shifts happen quietly beneath the surface before they ever become visible. Peace often arrives softly. Clarity unfolds gradually. What matters is that something has been realigned within you. Something steady and sure. Even if you cannot name it yet, your spirit recognizes it. If doubts return, remember this. Reassurance does not always come as loud certainty. Sometimes it comes as calm breathing, lighter thoughts, or the simple ability to rest without fear. These are signs of healing. These are signs of renewal. Allow them to be enough. Chosen ones, you are not behind in life. You are not delayed beyond repair. Your journey has not been wasted. Everything you walked through prepared you for the depth you now carry. You are wiser. You are more aware. You are more grounded than you realize. Trust the timing that unfolds from here. As you move forward, carry less weight. You are no longer required to explain your healing or justify your boundaries. You are allowed to choose peace, even if others do not understand. Alignment matters more than approval now. If you are listening at night, let your body rest fully. Let your thoughts slow. You are safe in this moment. Your tomorrow does not need to be solved tonight. Trust that guidance will meet you step by step. I speak a final blessing over you. May your mind remain calm, your heart remain open, and your path become clear. May you wake with renewed strength. May you walk with quiet confidence. May you remember who you are when old fears try to speak. Go gently now. Breathe deeply. Carry this peace with you. You are chosen, protected, and deeply loved. And as you move forward, know this with certainty. You are never alone.